I wanna just convey that, like, yo, no matter how bad you feel you are right now, no matter how bleak it may look for you, you can do it, man. You can change, man. You can do better, man. Whoever you are, I'm your living example, man. Believe that. You know, just growing up the way I did, it was just like, I can't explain it. You know, it was a hard life. It was a hard life, but it made me who I am. You know, the earliest I can remember is when I was about, I would say, 4 or 5 years old. I remember living with my grandmother mostly. You know, and my mother, she would come here and there. I remember my grandmother, she used to always let me stay up with her late at night and drink coffee. And then in the morning, I would just say I'm sick and didn't have to go to school. You know, my grandmother, she raised me to be a respectable, humble person. So she passed when I was 12 years old. Everybody tells me that over my past life. Everybody tells me that that I'm a nice guy, and I think that's because of the way my grandmother raised me. You know, she instilled those morals in me. I became really rebellious towards authority. My uncle started taking care of me at the time, and that's when I first started playing hooky in first grade. That's when I really, I think, changed for the worse. You know, that really like took a part of me out. Like, you know, it really did something to me. And he found out, and he beat me. But
We lost a loved one. So we probably trying to find that type of love in the street, but you know you're not finding that type of love in the street because streets don't love you at all. They chew you out and spit you out. That's what the streets is about, basically.
the first day I ran away, that's the first day I sold drugs. I was 12 years old. I sold drugs that day just to have some place to stay. Cause my uncle wasn't letting me stay with him. From the age of 12 all the way up to the age of 32, it was just getting arrested, come home, stay home maybe 6 or 7 months, get arrested again. If that, stay home 2 months, get arrested again. Like going to jail became nothing, you know? That was my first case. I got arrested, and it was for possession. I had the drugs in the mailbox, and they found the key. So, and I had got arrested for possession. From there, it was just an ongoing thing. Oh, well, Spofford first, the Kitty Jail, Lincoln Hall, Sing Sing, Walk Hill, Bear Hill, Clinton, Attica, Rikers Island. I've been to C-73, C-74, C-76, C-95, C-93, Old Boy, HDM. HDM was the House of Pain. Like it was this building on Rikers Island that was notorious for it being so rough. You know, I remember getting sentenced in 1999, and they telling me I'll be coming home in 2004. Like, at the time, I was 18 years old. And I'm like, how can you tell? I was 19. And I was like, how can you tell a kid that? Like, not a kid, but it was just like, damn, when I think about it now, when I drive down those same roads, I was like, I remember being on the bus and like, damn, wanting to cry, but couldn't even cry, you know? Because my heart was so hard at the time. Like, I couldn't even cry at the time. And it's like, if I wanted to cry, I had to force myself to cry.
I ask myself, why do I keep doing this? It's a lot of travel, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of emotional investment. And I think it boils down to the main reason I continue doing this is that I'm inspired very much by the resilience of people who are incarcerated to be able to motivate themselves to bring themselves to the point of getting into college courses. They live in quite a grim environment, and it takes a lot of self-motivation.
Initially, starting out with CPEP, I really just wanted to go to meet some ladies. Honestly, that was my first initial reason. And when I you know, because I used to see them walking through the yard, and I was like, damn, they mad pretty. You know, I would like to just be around a female. You know, talk. You know, interact with a female. And so I inquired about the entry exam, how to get in. So you had to take an entry exam. So I went and took it, and I got in. And so getting in was like, you know, wonderful, you know. And so when I took growing up in Japan as my first course. That was my first course, college course ever. And so I took that, and it was amazing.
One thing that made Sean an engaging student was that he engaged the material, and I remember especially from the Japan course, he engaged material that we were talking about healing, about Asian styles of healing. The kind of thing you have to hear from the students, but we hear that so often, is that the students will say to us that the main thing that has happened is that we feel human again. We feel like human beings when we're in this class discussing things.
Professor Z, but her first name is Jan. Yeah, we said, oh man, she's amazing. She's really amazing. Like,
people for whom it obviously has not come easy, and they have hit the bottom, and they have made their way back up, is a profoundly human and wonderful experience.
I have worked in the past with very closely with CPEP, and that's how I met Sean.
Miss Benet, oh man, she's amazing. You know, she's really amazing. She has helped me tremendously in so many aspects, you know, like she has really given me the inspiration and the drive to say that I can do it. I reconnected with her when I came home in 2011, I believe. I reconnected with her about going back to school, and she helped me get back into school. I ended up getting 9 credits from New York City College of Technology. And so after that, she had contacted me again about the Justice and Education Scholar Program at Columbia.
Wrote him a letter of recommendation, and he had an interview, or a couple of interviews, and was accepted.
Columbia, wow. Whoa.
But yeah, sitting my first day of sitting in this class, I was overwhelmed in a good way, because Education, man, is so wonderful, man. It's really great. It's something that fills you. It's something that completes you. It's something that makes you feel worthy of being somebody. I don't even know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but education, for me, it made me a better human being. It made me a better human being. Because I didn't value it. I just felt like it was just, you know, it was education, whatever. Every time I think about just the transition from, you know, that's a real major thing. Just to be able to say that you attended Cornell in Columbia, that's like, oh man. It's so mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, you know? It's like, I'm truly grateful, you know? I had this conversation with, not to get off subject, but I had this conversation with someone, a passenger that I was driving about 2 weeks ago. And smart guy, maybe in his early 20s or whatever. He was telling me how, you know, it's really, you know, it's really hard, you know, the physics, you know, it's really hard. But he definitely enjoys it. And I was like, yeah, cause I was telling him, like, you know, I enjoy science too. I enjoy physics also. And so he's like, yeah, it's really hard, man, you know? And I said, yeah, I can just imagine. And I said, yeah, I'm taking an anthropology course also. I said, yeah, I'm taking an anthropology course. And he said, oh, good for you. He said, where at? I said, Columbia. He said, what? I couldn't get in there, man. I applied, they denied me. I felt kind of bad, like, I felt really bad for him, man. But I was like, you know, I'm, you know, inside, I'm not gonna say I was laughing, but I felt good. I felt good, you know, so.
You know, there's an expression that you probably use also of paying forward. Sean has made it one of the things he does in his life is to pay forward the experience that he had with CPEP in prison.
And being a part of CPEP, that changed my whole way of thinking. That changed everything, you know? That changed a lot. And it's going on 6 years now I haven't been in prison. That's like, I think about it don't even feel real sometimes, honestly.
The school will be like my whole class.
Dancing disco? What kind of stuff?
One of the things that I want the people to maybe understand, it starts with us as a people. Like, you know, before how jail was, when you go into jail, everybody would help each other because nobody wanted to be there. So everybody would help each other. And I'm talking about, this is from maybe a little bit earlier than my time, but it's not that much more. Everybody wanted to help each other when they was in there. Whether it didn't matter what color you was. It was the convicts and the officers. Now it's officers, convicts, prisoners, inmates, offenders. It's all types. Nobody's sticking together. Everybody's a different group. And when I say that, I name the names because I'm trying to represent the gangs that's in there. Nobody cares about nobody. And that's one of the saddest things that happened to prison. It was divide and conquer. And that's what they did. They divided and they conquered. After Attica riot, they divided and they conquered. That's what they did. And I don't know, we just have to do better, you know, as a people. Just have to do better, man. hope I'm able to help and inspire a lot of people.